Everybody, it's Lord Magicus here. We're not streaming today, but we are recording here. Today we're doing something a little bit more fun. We're playing some 2015 Modern. So this is what the Modern format was like in 2015. Now, there's there's still a little bit of difference because the Mulligan rules have changed, and there were decks that were undiscovered at the time, like Death Shadow and Lantern Control, and even Summer Bloom Titan. So, so you might see some things that came a little bit after this, but these are all cards that were in the format at the time. So these are the tools we had. So this is what we're doing. Merfolk was actually a pretty good deck at the time, and this is what we played. So well, I should say this is very similar to what we played, but I've made a few adjustments to some of our historical lists to update it with some tech in it to make it a little bit better. So yeah, as you can see, we still have the same basic idea. We're playing a bunch of lords here. The Silvergill Adept was actually really good here because there was not a lot of X1 hate. Master of Waves is probably the biggest change. Master of Waves having protection from red means Lightning Bolt can't kill this thing, Terminate can't kill this thing, Culligan's Command can't kill this thing. It is immune to almost everything that we care about. Like, it's very, very powerful. Master of Waves resolves you. Basically, the only card that can interact with this thing is like Path to Exile or maybe Doomblade or Go for the Throat, something like that. But Path is the main one, and without Path to Exile, like, yeah, they can't really do a whole lot once Master hits the play, because most of the removal in this format was red, so. Yeah, we still have our Spreading Seas here. And they have an interesting effect now, where on the client now, the enchantment here has this little border on it. Other than that, yep, Dismember, Spell Pierce. I did put in 2 Seas Claim, because, we used to have well, we didn't have Tide Shaper at the time, but I wanted more 1-drops in my list here, and also more Seas effects. I think that's very helpful. Mutavault was actually a lot more necessary here, because we didn't have as many lands that did things. And then Faerie Conclave, I'm also adding this, because a lot of decks played 19 lands at the time, but I think we should be playing 21, because we're trying to cast Master of Waves, and that's a 4-drop, so I do think having more lands that do things is helpful. We can either try to play this in turn 1 if we have nothing else, or turn 3, and that should still curve us out. And we do have 2 copies of Phantasmal Image, which can, copy either like Silvergill or Harbinger if we needed to, copy a Lord, or the really great play is copying Master Waves, because you do that, you basically just kill your opponent. And then in the sideboard, we don't have counterspell, so we had to like make do with splitting stuff a little bit. So we have a combination of Spell Pierce here, but also backing up with Disdainful Stroke, Negate, because it deals with things like Ad Nauseam, but also Tron control decks. We have our Hurkyl's Recall because of Affinity, and also Lantern Control. Like, this deck actually does exist. That didn't really get played then, but the cards are all there, so, and I know that there are people that will be playing it, so we definitely need to have this card. Yeah, Ensnaring. We don't have a main deck answer to Ensnaring Bridge. If Ensnaring Bridge resolves, we basically just die, so. Then, yeah, Kira is very good in the value side of things. Relic of Progenitus, because, the graveyard mattered a little bit more here. Decks like Jund's used it as value, but they're, it's important it like, gets rid of their graveyard and clears out, like, Harbinger if they can't bring things back with, like, Culligan's Command. The Grixis control deck likes to use Snapcaster Mage and K-Command and Tassigur to, like, get value out of it. So I think having this card is really good in these grindy kind of matchups. Another copy of Dismember, and then my anti-twin tech here is Snapback. So there's no Force of Will or like Force of Negation type card in this format, but there is Snapback, and against Splinter Twin, this actually does exactly that. They cast Splinter Twin on targeting their creature, they think you're tapped out, you can't do anything, well, Snapback, bounce the creature that they were trying to enchant here, and then the Splinter Twin will fizzle, so that's the idea from this card. So it's like our way of being able to safely tap out against Twin as long as we have this. So we do have Oboro and Minamo here, mostly just because Choke was actually a card that could see play, so we don't want to be completely wrecked by this, but other than that, yeah, it's a pretty standard deck. This deck is really fun. I really like playing it at the time, and yeah, I'm looking forward to having a fun afternoon of Magic here, so There's like no real stakes or anything. This is just a fun tournament that the 2015 Modern crew threw together. So we're gonna see how we do through this. All right, everybody. I will see you in a second for match one. All right, here we are, round one. This is our opponent here. That's us. All right, let's go. I'm not quite sure what they're doing here yet, but we'll figure it out. Okay, I would love to play. Alright, yeah, we're definitely keeping this. This hand looks great. It's a nice curve to it. Just hope we're not up against, like, Lantern Control. So we can cast Silvergill, Vial, and Cursecatcher, hopefully find another Merfolk for turn 3. Oh, Serum Visions. Okay, so this could be Twin, Storm, Grixis Control. All of these should be decks we have reasonably good odds versus. Take up Vial. Oh, that's great. Alright. Merfolk. I will reveal a Master of the Pearl Trident. No, they don't need to know about the Cursecatcher. Because I might be, well, countering something important. So this looks like this is definitely Storm. Okay. Alright, tick this up. Alright, so we have two approaches here. Could copy the Cursecatcher. Thinking about this, because I might need to counter the rituals here. Well, I'm definitely casting this Master of the Pearl Trident for sure. The only question is what I'm doing with the image here. So right now, if I violin image here, I could copy Master, then I would attack for 9, and they're just dead next turn. So they have to, I mean, they very possibly could win through that. Or I'm sorry, attack for 7. Yeah, so they go to 11, but then, yeah, I would still have lethal, right? If I copy the Cursecatcher attack for 5, they go to 13. This will be 3, 3, 3, so that's 9. This will be 4. So that, I guess that would still work, right? Okay, so and they might not go for it here because it's not apparent that I'm killing them right now. Well, I guess I am calculating this if I draw another Lord. Okay. Sure. Electromancer is fine. I think this means we're okay here, right? So now I can just violin Harbinger of the Tides, and then, yeah, I think they're just dead. No, there's no reason to take it up here. We are, yeah, so this is definitely Storm, and they're definitely dead. Good. We have stolen game 1 from them. Okay. I hate this. MTGO did some sort of weird update, and it messed with the size of all the cards. Okay. Alright, let's see. So we definitely want Negate. We definitely want Relic of Progenitus. And I think that we want Disdainful Stroke because I'm pretty sure that this deck plays Gifts Ungiven. And so Stroke does kill or does counter that. We do not need Spreading Seas. Do not need Seas Claim. The Dismember is actually fine because we can kill their Electromancer, and it does actually hurt them a fair bit. Let's see. Other than they have like lightning bolts and stuff, but it doesn't really matter that much. Master Waves is a little bit slow versus this deck, so I think we can trim one of those. But they do sometimes go for like Empty the Warrens. So having some Master Waves to counteract that might be fine. I don't want to put all my eggs in that basket. Okay, I think that this is how we're going to do this. We had about as good of a draw as we could have possibly hoped for. Well, this is a terrible 7. So we are 100% going to mulligan this. I think our opponent was about 1 turn away from going off there. We can keep this, I think. We'll probably play Faerie Conclave first. Actually, you know what? No, we probably want to play the Spell Pierce first because there's some chance they might try to play Pyromancer Ascension. I don't know. We're definitely keeping this. I think we just get rid of a Lord here. See what happens. I don't know. It's okay. You know what? We're definitely playing the island because literally any 2-drop they play, we have an answer for it here. If they play a creature, so I think if I didn't draw the Dismember, I might have just played the Conclave because it's going to make it so we can't play a 2-drop next turn. But here it means that even if they play Ascension, we can Spell Pierce it. If they play Electromancer, we can Dismember it. So either way, we actually have something we can do here. Interesting. They do nothing. All right, pass. They're going to have... So they obviously don't have Electromancer. So what are they doing here? Maybe they're just going to try to play around something? Ooh, I don't like that. Well, they're going to get to see it now. Gitaxian Probe is very powerful. So they know we have Spell Pierce and Dismember up here. They know our secrets, so that trying to play around them is going to be difficult. Here's the thing. Like, now that they know we have Pierce, I kind of have to use it. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do anything. I need to encourage that because if I draw another counterspell, I don't want them to know that I actually like have it. I don't want them to be playing around Pierce like when I have another card in my hand. Show them a Lord. They know about this. Because now if I draw another Spell Pierce, they won't play around it. So it's a little bit awkward. Probe is very powerful in the Storm deck here. So sure, Lightning Bolt. That's fine. I mean, that's what Silvergill's for, absorbing bolts. Yeah, there's the Ascension. They were just holding back until they knew the coast was clear for it. That's also very good. Draw a card. Island. I think we're just playing Relic here, right? Yeah. Alright, let's see what they got here. And I'll probably crack this Relic at their end step if they don't, like, do anything significant. Sure. Let's not let them get any more value out of these spells. Okay. Alright. Good game. Alright, yeah, we had the tools we needed to fight here. Yeah, so the Relic was pretty good, because the Relic is one of the few ways we do have of interacting with this, since we don't actually have Echoing Truth in our 75. Once this resolves, then, yeah, exiling the graveyard is the only thing we can do to keep this offline, but it looks like they had, like, a really kind of... They could see that we had stuff, but they didn't really have any... they didn't have, like, Remands or Spell Pierces or anything to try to, like, get through any of it, so... Yeah, and it doesn't look like they had enough resources to attempt, like, an empty or anything of that sort. Whereas they just know that we're sitting on a bunch of creatures that we can play and still have up interaction, so... There we go. Storm is usually a pretty good matchup for us. Like, we have a lot of tools to fight this deck. And we can actually still beat Empty the Warrens a lot, because they can just put, like, 10 goblins in play, but we have Islands Walk that can go right past them, and we're usually attacking faster and harder than they are, even with Empty, so... Alright, but, yeah, there we go. That was round 1. We got a victory in the books. I'll see you guys for round 2. Alright, folks, we're back. It's round 2. We are on the draw. And, this is not the greatest hand in the world. We have 4 mana sources. I'm not really that impressed with this. I think that I mulligan this, because I don't think that... I don't know. It's pretty close, but... I don't know. So we just draw, like, 1 or 2 more lands, we're gonna, like, lose the game. I would much rather, like, trade one of these 2 cards for another non-land card. This is not really much better, but I don't think I can afford to mulligan again. Thanks. Yeah, all right. Okay, now this is looking up. We have Master Waves against a Wooded Foothills deck. It's always a plus. It's just got a lot better. Oh, this might actually... This could either be Rug Twin, or this could be... I want to say Scape Shift? Or, actually, I'm not sure. I feel like this is probably Twin. I don't remember if Scape Shift was legal at this point. Or Valakut, I think, got unbanned at some point, so... I'm going to say that I think this is probably Splinter Twin. So we got to be careful. This Dismember is very important here. So if they just play a land pass, I can actually just play, like, Harbinger of the Tides here. Plus, if they try to tap down my lands with their guy, I can Dismember it. Forest, okay. We have islands first, so we do have Island Walk, so I could play the Master if I need to here. This looks like they're probably going to Deceiver Exarch me, I think. Neat, okay. Sure. Actually, I probably want to keep this back now. Play the Master of the Pearl Trident because I can flash this in case they try to do this again. So, Does it matter here? I don't think so. And they know about Harbinger of the Tides, unfortunately, but they might not realize that it can interact with them. And this does tell me they probably have Twin in hand. I could actually be in trouble, because if they tap down my land again, I cannot flash this in response, so... If they have it and just go for it, I'm dead. I don't have enough mana here to play around another Exarch or a Pestermite. They might not have a second creature, but I don't know. We'll see. Electrolyze. Okay. Well, in that case, then it's pretty safe to play Master of Waves this turn. See if they have a Lightning Bolt. They do not. Okay. Okay. Just got to put enough pressure on them. So now I can hold up Harbinger of the Tides, because I'll have the 5th land. This tells me that they probably don't have another creature to go for this yet. Because they could have just tried this here. Could have Kiki Jiki. This still does work with that, so... Sure. Oh, that's fine. Interesting. So I feel like this means they don't have a bolt because they've just F6'd. Okay. And they've burned their removal already, so they don't have a removal for this guy, hopefully. Alright. I'm not really worried about Tarmogoofy. There's no way it's attacking. Snapcaster Electrolyze is pretty mean. It means goodbye, Master of the Pearl Trident. So we need to draw another Lord. Or another Master of Waves would be really good, actually. Oh my god, fantastic. Okay, so we're probably going to kill them next turn, almost no matter what they do here. They can't combo off this turn, so... And I will just send in everything. So what? 15, right? Okay, they can block 2 of these. That's 9. So yeah, I probably do have to attack with everything to make this work. I gotta be careful because Exarch could actually target this thing if they have one. So probably don't attack don't attack with the real master. Ugh. This one is fragile. The important thing is it just made a bunch more tokens. That's all. Guess there could have been some value in playing Harbinger to get the extra 2 tokens here. Just to go wide. That might have actually been the play. Instead of holding this back here. Because now at this point, if they do draw like a Pestermite, this master is going to go away. And these are only going to deal 2 damage. Okay. I see. All right. Okay. They're just trying the good old take a knee strategy, huh? Well, my Mutavault is a 4/4. So they're definitely looking to Snapcaster Cryptic again, but they need another island to do that. I think we're in a good spot here. Okay, they have nothing here. So we know, all right, so they are just playing Twin. So the cool spell that we have that interacts with them is Snapback. Honestly, like this is pretty good for us. I do not think we want the Seize effects here. I think that we do need the Negates. Probably want the Dismember, and I mean, the Relic is not bad. The Kira is also not bad. Get rid of 2 cards. The Phantasmal Image is a little bit weak because of Electrolyze, so maybe we just get rid of that. Normally, I would be inclined to cut like Master of Waves because it's a 4-drop and it makes it a little bit difficult to play, but we have free interaction that they don't actually know about. So if we tap out for Master Waves and they just see that as the sign is that the coast is clear, they're going to just die to Master Waves. But I think in general, we're in a pretty good spot in this matchup. All right, here we go. Look, this is the scary boogeyman Splinter Twin. Woo! I don't know. This hand looks fantastic. We've got Vial, and we have Interaction, and we even have, like, Gil and Kira. So, yeah, no, this is great. This is exactly what we want. Draw a few more creatures, and I think we're just going to win this game. Hopefully they don't spell pierce my Aether Vial. They might. I mean, that's possible. No, they will not. Okay, cool. That is very good news for us. Okay, guessing Tarmogoyf. Yep, we got a Tarmogoofy. I think I'm just supposed to play this Vial here. Because I can just go 2, 3, up to 4 like this. This leaves me the option of using my counter magic if I need to. Or, I don't think I'm dismembering this thing, but yeah, I don't know, just in case something weird happens. I will take 1 damage. Woo. The more vials I have, the more easily it is that I can leave up my interaction for the important stuff. That is awesome. Okay. Alright, well, I will just put Silvergill in on their turn because I don't want to let them use a bolt or something on my turn here. And on this turn, they might be more inclined to just flash in like Exarch or something. Sure, I'll take 1. They don't have a 4th land. That's interesting. It's not the best card in the world right now. They have Electrolyze. They were really thinking about using it now, but too late. I don't think I'm going to play this Vial. I would like to leave up my spells here. Yeah, I would like Kira to live, actually. So I can save Kira, but the cost of doing it, they're going to know that Snapback is a card that they have to worry about, but I think that I need to do this. Kira is just way too powerful on this board right now. And I still have a Dismember in case they go for like twin. But they need a whole turn cycle to do that. So Harbinger is still actually not that big yet. Sure, Snapcaster, bolt my Silvergill. Sure, that's fine. Because I'm going to tick both vials up, so I'm going to go Kira into Master of Waves. And that should just be a threat that they can't really deal with here. Now maybe I'll play this other one. Yeah, I don't have to worry about tapping out this turn, so let's get the other vial online. So I can get that one ticked up to 2. But yeah, they have 2 cards left, and they can't combo me this turn. So, like, I'm in a pretty good spot here. I've got as much protection as I could reasonably hope for. Something like Anger of the Gods could happen. It would be rough if it does, but it would leave me with Master Waves versus Tarmogoyf. But we have to try to just win this game, because the longer it goes on, the more chances that they'll have to assemble combo plus protection. Opponent is saying good games. All right. Okay. I'm waiting for them to actually, like, concede. All right, we win. We beat Rug Splinter Twin. So, there we go. See, Master of Waves is so powerful in 2015. Like, you see this. Like, once Master of Waves hits the board, it is really hard to overcome that. Like, the amount of value this thing gets is great. And, you know, this is also why Kira is such a good pairing with this, too. Because any removal spell that could deal with this, like Path to Exile, just gets countered by the Kira. So, like, the wall that they have to climb in order to get rid of this thing is, like, so great. And it just adds so much power to the board. So, yep, there we go. So that was round 2. We are 2-0 here. So I will see you guys for the next one. Hey, everybody. We're back for round 3. Okay. That was actually not as much of a break as I had figured. So, round 3 ended pretty quickly, but we are on the play. Or round 2, I mean, ended quickly. This is not keepable. So yeah, we got a mulligan. This is fine. We can keep this. And put island in the bottom. Okay. They have also mulligan to 6. So this is a pretty reasonable hand. And it should look something like this. We'll see. So we go islands, Cursecatcher, pass. Oh wow, this preview is huge. Okay. That's actually nice. I do kind of like that the preview for this is bigger, but I think in making this bigger, they've messed up the other windows when they did their last update. The sizing is not consistent across everything. Blood Crypt. Okay, if they thought seize me, I'm definitely countering this. That still counts. This is probably like Grixis control. I think spreading seas on this thing is actually a good play this turn. Not terrible. This isn't... I mean, if they play like Jace Vern's Prodigy, Dismember is not a bad card to have here, but... Alright, I guess I probably just have to play Master of the Pearl Trident and hope, but if we can find the other land, then these Master Waves will be really good. This will probably eat Lightning Bolts, but I have nothing else to do, so... Sure. Now the cool thing is, again, Master Waves gets an elemental from this and itself, so it puts 2 tokens in the battlefield now. So they're not doing that. Alright, land would be really good this turn. Beautiful. Yeah, boy! The Master has arrived. Alright. And little do they know, the Master also has a brother, who is also a Master of Waves. And together, they make many, many waves. It says protection from almost all of the removal we have to be concerned about. They have no... They didn't search out... I would have assumed that maybe they don't have another Blood Crypt. I would have thought they would have got a Blood Crypt, right? With this... Oh, no, they didn't play another fetch land. No, they fetched out the Blood Crypt first. Okay, so then they must have just drawn Watery Grave. So they now have black mana available, but... They're gonna bolt me? Wow, that's desperate. They're bolting the elemental tokens is meaningless to them, I guess. Okay, sure. Bolting me is usually a sign that I'm doing well here, so... Tasigur. Okay, this Dismember is going to be fantastic. That's fantastic too. All right. I guess just get rid of this guy. Phantasmal Image. We will copy the Master Waves. There is basically nothing they can do at this point. They're going to die next turn. Okay, we win. So this looks like Grixis control. So I think we want Kira. They do have Jace. So maybe Dismember here. Relic is fine. Actually, I don't think in general that we really want like the Seize Claims. I don't think they're that good against this deck. I'm also going to say that Spreading Seas and Phantasmal Image are probably not that strong, though we probably want Negate. I could take those out. If I do that, what am I bringing in here? I mean, this does deal with Tasigur and Jace, which are both important. Let me just leave in one image. We can do it like this. I think that's fine. Alright. Yeah, I think this is okay. Actually, you know what? Maybe Harbinger of the Tides is like not as useful here. Even just image copying Silvergill Adept is probably okay. They don't, like, have a lot of tapped creatures that were bouncing. I think it's usually just Tasigur and, like, Jace. Snapcaster mages too, but yeah, you know. Again, the Master of Waves was so powerful. This up. Oh, I think. Yeah, opponent said that MTGO is frozen up during sideboarding. Alright, now we're back. Yeah, okay. Alright, so. This is not actually the very good hand. Yeah. This is a great hand. We're definitely going to keep this. I think I'm actually dumping Aether Vial here. Maybe? Yeah, I think I get rid of Vial. Because I don't really want to get... Like, we have the Cavern of Souls, so, like, we don't have to worry about, like, counter spells at all. I guess I'm just going to play Relic here. The earlier I play this, the more value we end up getting out of it. And just keep their graveyard as empty as possible. That's fine. Oops. Play Cursecatcher. Play Cursecatcher. Yeah. They're sure to crack this Scalding Tarn here, and we'll just relic it away. Interesting. They're going after me with the Lightning Bolt. That's fine. I guess, yeah, because they bolted me first, they kept the Scalding Tarn up so they could exile that at any given point. Sure. So this might be the only turn where they could potentially, like, Snapcaster and Bolt again. But, you know, I counter the... Like, the Bolt doesn't really do a whole lot here. Like, they can hit me with it, but my life total is not really the important thing. They can't Culligan's command me because of the Cursecatcher, so... I guess they are going to go for the Bolt here. What are they going to do with it? Sure, I guess. This is the only time they can cast it. Sure. That's fine. I think I'm playing the Conclave here. Alternatively, I could play the Mutavault and activate it and copy it with Phantasmal Image. I think I'm supposed to just play the Conclave, though. This is the safest thing to do. Keep Minamo in hand just in case of something like Liliana making me discard. As soon as I get priority again, I'm going to relic them to get rid of the Serum Visions. Yeah, copying the manlands with Phantasmal Image is always an option now. You have 4 cards here, so going after the Cursecatchers is not a hugely great strategy at the moment, so... Oh, that's very good. The only problem is if I want to play the Mutavault to attack next turn, I don't get to keep up the Spell Pierce. I can attack them for 4 and I get to keep up Pierce. Actually, yeah, no, I guess that's how this has to be. I can animate this thing. They play like Terminate, I'll throw a Cursecatcher at it. It's just Lightning Bolt, then I'll... Oh, it is Terminate, okay. The Conclave is worth a lot more to me at the moment. I'm just trying to... I want to keep the Pierce just in case of like Liliana the Veil, because that would be actually devastating at the moment. Okay. Tassiger, Snapcaster Mage, sure. Jace, Vern's Prodigy. Okay. I think this is a good spot to do this. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, this is definitely looking up here. How do I want to go about this? Play Master plus Phantasmal Image. Attack. Next turn, Master Waves. They have 3 cards left. Oh. Yeah, and so right now I am threatening to kill them next turn, so they have to do something. And even if they do something, I can just like follow it up with Master of Waves, which is also equally unbeatable. Because right now, Damnation wouldn't even be enough. Because I have the Spell Pierce. And I also have Cursecatcher too, so... They could like bolt Master of the Pearl Trident, but that doesn't actually matter. Or I guess the Phantasmal Image. Probably the... I don't know, like... They could do... Kolaghan's Command's not even that good, because they have nothing to get back with it. Like, they can only like blow up one thing. Alright, they die. Alright. So there we go. We beat Grixis Control. See, look, we played very carefully and patiently the man lands did what they're supposed to, and again, the threat of Master Waves is just like devastating. Like, this card is very good against this deck. They have very little removal that can deal with it, so it puts them in a really weird spot. Relic of Progenitus again looks very strong and does what it's supposed to do against this deck. So yeah, there we go. That puts us at 3-0. So we have, I think, one more round left here, according to my tournament thingy. So, all right, everybody, I'll see you for the next part. All right, we're back, everyone, and this should be the last round of this little event. So we get to be on the play. Great. So we are 3-0 in this. So let's see. Can we bring it home? I think this is an okay hand. Spreading Seas can hopefully get us into our Master of Waves mana. Opponent wished us good luck. All right. Play Island and we pass. And we'll see what we're up against. Hopefully something we can spell pierce. Urza's Mine. Yeah, we're gonna. Let's just not let them have the mana for the Ancient Stirrings or the. I don't want them to be on like turn 3 Tron. This is going to be a very crushing blow for them. So turn off their colored source with that. Spreading Seas them. So we're up against Tron. Master Waves is not really the card that we want against this deck. That said, Spreading Seas definitely is. Oh, we're up against... Okay, yeah, so Tron used to play the Ayavugan here because Ayavugan was actually really good at... Yeah, they could use it to tutor out Emrakul's and stuff. Okay, so I think what I'm doing here is... I actually don't want to play the Spreading Seas now, so I think I'm attacking with Mutavault. Yeah. So we'll play the Cursecatcher, get in our 2 damage, and if we find a land, then we might play either Harbinger and Spreading Seas next turn, or we may just play Master Waves. Ooh, yeah, no, they have not found another land yet. Okay, great. So we're just going to play Master, because this will end the game as fast as possible. So you get 3 tokens here. But it will also pump up our Mutavaults too, so this is now 6 coming across, 12, 14, 15. They're still very far away. Well, actually, no, they're not. I think I probably need to Spreading Seas that now. Because they will Expedition map and try. No, because, okay, so, never mind. Let me think about this. Because they will not have Tron mana available no matter what. So I think here we just put them to 2. Because then, like, even if they were to somehow, like, dig their way out of this, yeah, they're going to 2 here. Like, even if they could, like, kill everything, I still have 2 Mutavaults to get through, so... Pyroclasm would not be enough here. I still have 6 damage. He has protection from red. Alright. Good! So this is great. So against Tron, this is where we want negates. We want Disdainful Stroke. I think we probably want the Hurkyl's Recall. At least like some of these, right? So they do play stuff like O-Stone and Wormcoil Engine. This could matter. I don't remember if Tron has like ensnaring. I don't think Tron has bridge in this version. Dismember is probably not terribly useful. We want to keep all the C's. I think probably like Master Waves is generally not that good against this deck. It's very slow. So I think everything else is fine, right? Yeah. Just have to watch out for Pyroclasm. This version does play that, so yeah, okay, run it like this. Yeah, I mean, we have two Spreading Seas here and some creatures. Like, this is... It sucks that we don't have anything to do on turn one, but we're on the draw, so we might find something. But yeah, I think we're definitely keeping double Spreading Seas against Tron with creatures. Yeah, absolutely. It's not a perfect hand, but it's pretty close. Like, they have to know that this is going to become an island very soon. Okay. Okay, well, maybe not, actually. Sure, Ancient Stirrings. That's fine. Double Power Plant means that I don't... They didn't have Natural Tron. That's interesting. So, they have Mulligan here? They have Mulligan to 6. Okay. So, whatever land they get is the one that we'll probably seize here. They're going to get Grove of the Burnt Willows. Interesting. Okay. Probably don't even want to play Seas. I guess I'll just play Lord of Atlantis here. I mean, they could burn like a Pyroclasm on this thing, but that's fine if that's the case. The thing we're more worried about is like Oblivion Stone. I don't have a good way of dealing with O-Stone at the moment. Rending Volley, sure. Sylvan Scrying, okay. They're finding a mine. Yeah, sadly, I don't have a good answer to this. It does take their whole turn to do this, though. Definitely playing the Faerie Conclave. I mean, I could put it on the mine and basically force them to use the O-Stone to kill everything. Probably need to do that. They might not have the 5th land either. Okay. If they don't have the 5th land, then I also have the option of playing the Recall and bouncing this thing. And then playing Lord of Atlantis. Okay. Well, they're not doing it this turn, so clearly they did not find the land. So we're not in danger yet, but it depends upon how many more lands they find. So they're going to map. I'm assuming they're probably going to map for the tower. No, they got another mine. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Let's see. How does this work here? If I could play Lord of Atlantis, right? The problem is I can't actually take them off Tron easily. If I play Lord, I can then also Hurkyl's recall this thing. Which means they can't... Well, I could play... How do I do this? Yeah, I don't actually have a good way of stopping this because they got another mine here, so... How do I accomplish this all? So if I use the Seas in this, it takes off Tron, so they have to spend 5 mana to get their Tron back. But they can wait till my end step to do that. But I have Disdainful Stroke, so it might not be the end of the world if that's what happens. So I may be Lord here and then just Spreading Seas. Then on my next turn, attack. Well, they also have to find the tower too, right? There's no guarantee they're even going to find tower. Lord, and I can just recall this on their end step. Or actually, if I'm going to play the Hurkyl's Recall, I can attack with the Conclave. That might make more sense, and then I can follow it up with potentially, like, I don't know. I think maybe that's what I have to do here. Okay. Because I'll recall this at their end step, so they have the choice of either they can either cast spells or they can blow everything up. This is a little bit dicey because I don't have a good way to get rid of the O Stone at the moment. They have Tron. Okay, so I have Disdainful Stroke ready for this. This is bad. Well, they don't have the 5 mana for O Stone right now. Sure. Scrying. I'm assuming they'll probably find another. They found Eye of Ugin. Okay, so they're going to go after Emrakul here. So I think I need to bounce this thing back to their hand. And then I can double Spreading Seas. I guess I just put Seas in the tower, right? Take that offline. And they replay this, but they won't have enough mana to play and activate it. Alright, we're doing what we can here. So then I can follow this up by attacking them for 10. And then they waste a turn using O Stone to survive, but I still have a Faerie Conclave. So that might be good enough. So yeah, this turn I can attack them for 10 damage. Okay, do you have double Pyroclasms? They might actually, yeah. Okay, never mind. That was pretty good. Okay, let's think about this, because they do have O Stone again, and they're going to play it and blow up everything. I might actually be dead here, so may need the Negate. probably not going to do it. All right, I didn't have a line to beat double Pyroclasm here. Because now the O-Stone can come down and it can actually blow everything up. Yeah. That's still pretty good because it puts them to 1. But, oh, they got their Tron mana back. Okay. Yep, what's your last card, opponent? So what do I need? Lord of Atlantis would... Well, it depends on what they have here. If they have, like, Worm Coil, it would be bad. Okay, so Lord of Atlantis still wins the game. They got Worm Coil. They can't play it this turn, though. Actually, Worm Coil might not be enough. You play... yeah, they played the... they can't play Ghost Quarter yet. Alright, Lord wins. I have to play the Ghost Quarter and blow up the Faerie Conclave. Okay, it's not over yet, but it's looking bad. Now the thing is, the Worm Coil engine can't attack me, because if it attacks me, then they die. I think I've used all the Spreading Seas, right? Oh, they have another one? Oh, fuck me. Alright, so I have 1 Spreading Seas left. Spreading Seas into Lord is what I need here. I don't think that's going to do it. They're going to stabilize here, because I can bounce one of them. They can just replay. I'm never going to have enough pressure to get through 2 of these. They're just going to gain too much. They're going to gain 12 life. I attack them back for... Okay, well, let's see. They have enough mana. They think they can just search and find for another Worm Coil, right? Alright, 7, so... Yeah, that's 7, so they have 3. Yeah, they can actually put another Worm Coil in, so what? They go up to 13, so I will have Harbinger plus... I guess technically it's possible I could still draw Spreading Season to Lord of Atlantis. Them being at 7, like, it still gives me a possibility. Interesting. It's very, very, very slim, but it's still technically possible to win. Also, I guess we could also draw Hurkyl's Recall, right? That's also a potential out here. Just bounce Worm Coil and attack. I don't think that's going to do it. So now they're going to go to 13, and I have 6, 8. Yeah, I think from here I'm actually dead. Okay. Yeah, it was a little bit rough, but we tried. Okay. Run it back. We needed just a little bit more there. Okay, so we have lost a game today, finally, but we get to be on the play versus Tron, so... Double Pyroclasm was just insane. This is... I don't know, this is a really weird keep. Like, it doesn't... It's kind of slow and doesn't do a whole lot. I have C's, but... No, like... I think I'm supposed to do... Yeah, this is way better. We definitely are going to keep this. I guess I'm just getting rid of Stroke here. All right. Okay. I don't want to play the Lord here just in case they have Pyroclasm. I want to make sure my Lords are protected from that, so... So I can play Lord and then play Master, and then they'll both live. So they found Tower. Okay, but we have a claim here, so they're not... They can get to 3 mana here, but they can't get to 7. That's pretty good. That actually makes me inclined not to put the Lord in play right now. Instead, I will seize claim this, leave up Spell Pierce for O-Stone, Violin, Lord, or actually a Violin Harbinger of the Tides at the end of their turn, and then in my turn I'll put both Lord and Master in play. Because now here, if they play O-Stone, I can just counter it. Scrying, sure. Found another mine. All right. Maybe I'm supposed to still put the Lord in play just because of Pyroclasm. Because if I don't draw another land, it gets a little awkward. I mean, that might work. Just keep them off of red mana, I guess. Make it more difficult for them to do anything. All right. If they go for oh fuck me. They had another grove all the whole time. All right. Pyroclasm basically just kills me. Yeah, okay. That sucked. This tells me they might not have O-Stone. I feel like if they did, that would have been the turn to consider playing it. Ah, fuck! Oh, they were playing around everything. Okay. No. This is so bad. I think we're gonna die. I can put the master in play, but they're just gonna destroy everything, so I don't really I have to like attack them while I still can. What do I need? I need like Hurkyl's recall. This is just like sequenced in exactly the wrong way for us. They like I don't know. They had to have drawn at least one of these two cards, right? Like it's just, the sequencing doesn't really make sense that it would have gone like this unless they were like playing around exactly Spell Pierce the entire time. Because we knew they had other lands in their hand, but they didn't. Yeah, they chose to play this instead. I don't know. Maybe I was just supposed to put two lords in play and before playing the Harbinger. That could have just been the mistake. Like that's on me. What are they doing here? Yeah, and I think I'm just like I'm dead here. They have like Tron mana and I can't really fight them here. So, what am I going to do? Yeah, I think that not putting two lords in play when I had the chance was like a mistake. That could have cost us the whole game here. They'll just get they don't even need Eye of Ugin because they have like stuff in hand, I guess. Ugin, I guess. Sure. You got Eugene the Spirit Dragon. All right. Hmm. Yeah, because now this is like yeah we're messed up. Like this is rough. What do we gain out of it? We gained one damage. And it didn't actually do anything. Yeah, we're dead. All right. All right, good game. Well, that one tiny mistake, I think, is what cost us there. So, what are you gonna do? It's been a really long time since I played against this version of Tron, so I don't know. Like we knew that Pyroclasm and O-Stones were things we had to worry about, but we did not sequence in quite the right way. So that's on me. Maybe it could have helped, maybe not. Yeah, then I would have been less inclined to put Seize Claim on this Grove if I knew that I had two lords in play anyway. But I don't know. They still could have just like sit back O Stone and like they would have been closer to dead, but maybe not quite. I'm not sure. It's hard to say, but Tron was a see this is why over the years they printed so many cards that hate on Tron like Damping Sphere and like all that stuff. Because Tron or like Field of Ruin and two like Tron was a menace. Like this deck was just ridiculously powerful. So yeah, you can see it's quite the modern metagame here, but we got a little bit of it. So I'll see you in a second here for our closing thoughts on this. All right. So yeah, here we are. This is our deck once again. This is what we were running here for 2015 Modern. I think that this deck was very good. Yeah, we saw all the cards I think got used. I mean, the counter like I'm not sure. Maybe Disdainful Stroke could be something else. This is the one card I'm like unsure of. But I mean, this maybe could be more negates or something. I'm trying to think. Like this against Tron does counter Worm Coil Engine, so that's one of the things it does hit. But it also like obviously misses O Stone, and O Stone is I don't know. That's a hard one. So I don't know. There's other options that I'm not convinced this is exactly the card for this slot, but I think everything else was pretty good. I think definitely having the extra like seize claims here was huge. Like this card was very helpful to us. It also helps fuel Master Waves, which is nice. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints. I think the Phantasmal Images were also very strong. The Faerie Conclaves were really strong. They put our opponent in a position where they needed exactly Ghost Quarter, or otherwise they were going to die to that. So that was very important. The flying did matter a lot there, because otherwise that was just going to kill them. So Kira mattered. We did get to use Snapback to bounce our own Kira back to our hand, so that was good. Did not get to use the Force of Will mode on it, but it was there for when we needed it, so we could safely take some turns that way. I don't know, I could see maybe like cut the stroke and or for like a Pierce and a Negate or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but that if I was gonna make any change to any slot, that's probably the one. But I mean, overall, like I think this deck was just very strong. Merfolk was in a reasonably good place in this format here. The only deck that like we have absolutely like almost no game versus is the Lantern Control deck, but at the time nobody really knew that deck existed, but the pieces were all there. So like nowadays, if people are looking at this 2015 Modern, you might see people playing Lantern Control, and that's probably a match that we're never beating. And I think Summer Bloom Titan is also a little bit sketchy too, because the Titan is just very strong. Harbinger of the Tides does not actually do a lot versus it. They don't have Valakut, so they can't like burn your. I don't. Yeah, like this version of the deck does not have like Dryad plus Valakut to like burn your face off, but it does give their Titan. Their Titan is attacking for like 20 damage with Trample and Vigilance, and so Harbinger of the Tides doesn't do anything. We don't have Trickster to slow it down either. So I mean, Snapback I guess can buy us a turn versus this deck, but that's about it. So it's not useless to bring this in, but yeah, Titan's just going to be very fast and very aggressive, and it's hard to deal with it. And once Amulet gets into play, like it's also very hard too. So when they're on the play and they play turn one Amulet, like yeah, they're off to the races, and it's very hard to catch up with it. So they're definitely a faster deck here, and we have less useful tools. We don't have like subtlety to deal with Titan, so yeah, it's a little bit rough. So yeah, those two decks probably are the ones I'd be most concerned about. But on the other side, like I think we're decently equipped to beat Splinter Twin. I think that we have lots of tools to fight decks like Jund. Things like Relic and Kira are very good against it. Spreading Seas turns off their man lands. Harbinger and Dismember interact with their creatures. And again, Master of Waves, like any deck that's looking to win a fair game of Magic, like Master of Waves is very good against it because means that only like Path to Exile is the card that can deal with it. Any like bolts or terminates or stuff are useless. So a lot of those decks like Grixis and Jund have very, very hard time dealing with this card. And yeah, so what? Blue-white control, like, we have Vial and Cavern of Souls. They do have Supreme Verdict, but we know how to play around it, right? We remembered the lessons of the past. We know how to like beat Supreme Verdicts here. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So I will probably do this again at some point. I will leave a link to the 2015 Modern Discord in the description for this. I hope that everybody has enjoyed watching this little flashback of the Modern that once was before everything went to hell after they decided to shake up Modern for the Pro Tour, right? Because this was Modern like right before they banned Splinter Twin and right before Eldrazi Winter, when everything just went to shit. That was like kind of the beginning. Like I think Modern had like 3 phases to it. This was like the end of the first phase, and I think this was probably one of the best eras of the format. But yeah, from of the Eldrazi Winter all the way up to War of the Spark is kind of phase 2, where like things got a little bit more degenerate and it's a little bit more, I don't know, like a little bit more rocky. And then after War of the Spark is when things really just like that was the defining moments. Like Modern is no longer the same format, because that year they put in like stuff like Teferi and Karn, the Great Creator, and then all the Modern Horizon stuff, which like completely overshadowed like all the old stuff that was played in Modern. So yeah, this is I think like the best era of Modern. So anybody who used to play this format like probably I would imagine has fond memories of this time. And if you've never played this era of Modern, I think it's worth checking out. So you should go. Like I said, I'll put the links for this in here if you want to check this out. They're a pretty active community here. I've seen it like over the last like week or two build up quite a bit. So, and there's people regularly asking for games on MTGO or in paper for like spell table and stuff. So yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. If you are a fish enjoyer like myself, then you will also enjoy it too. So, and like I said, there were some decks like at the time, like Shadow and Lantern, that they didn't know about that deck during this period. So I think there's still a lot of stuff that might be untapped in here that people just never tried doing before. Like one of the decks I saw today that somebody was playing was a Howling Mine Turbo Fog. That was pretty interesting. So there's still a ton of room to brew, and there's tons of really fun, powerful cards that you can play with. So highly recommend it. Everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Take it easy, everyone.